Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Are you hey okay in your neck of the woods? What up? What up? Manners and respect, man. Are your girl Debbie from Donga Yard? Welcome you all to the Jamaican kitchen. Welcome once more. It is the Jamaican cooking journey. If you're new right on over here, special welcome. Those of you who were there with me from the beginning of this journey and you're still here, manners and respect. Dad is behind the camera. Dad, can you say
Good
how they
morning.
do? Okay.
Good morning.
How they do,
Morning.
please?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Now, on today's episode of the Jamaican cooking journey, I'll be sharing with you how to make some burger buns in the comfort of your very own home. A lot of you have got this. This is a really good tool for these type of baking because they take a lot of the mixing. People who can't do a lot of the mixing like myself, I can't take too much pressure on up here because of the lot of type of work that I did when I was a younger person. So when it comes to like the kneading and we can use this, I am up for it. Those who can knead, you can knead. But I'll still show you how you can do some of these because this is gonna be a basic recipe that I'll show you on different videos as I go along. How you can use the same recipe and just put a little twist to it, something different, another ingredient or something, or substitute another ingredient to make some dinner rolls. And this is the same recipe for hot dog buns too. So we're gonna be making burger rolls today because I love a very good eating burger. But these days I really don't eat it a lot anymore. The older you get, the less you have to eat certain things. But from time to time, maybe once or twice per month, I like a good burger. But right now, the bun them I get too little for me. Let's get into this. Now, it's easy, it's not hard. A lot of people saying that they prefer the baking soda bun recipe to the yeast. I prefer the yeast recipe. I prefer to work the yeast recipe. You are thinking it's long. It's not long. The longest is just to leave it to proof. You can just go leave it to proof and do lots of things, okay? So let's get in on this. So right inside here I have some flour, 3.5 cups of all-purpose, and you can use your flour of choice, baking flour or whatever. I have in here my yeast, which is a tablespoon and a little. I've got in here one. I have light brown sugar. You can use light brown sugar. You can use white granulated sugar. Do not just let your sugar be too dark. Okay, so I have the yeast, the sugar, and my 3 cups of flour. And I'm going to be mixing it thoroughly. Now, right on over here, I have some milk that I had warmed. And you could just use some plain old water too. In here, I have 2 tablespoons of melted butter, and I'm gonna put it right inside there, and I'm gonna be getting my mixer all plugged in like that inside my mixing bowl. And I told you I'm gonna show you one that you can do manually, and then you will see what the mixer does, or how much work it takes out of it. So in here I have got my this is my, let me give it a stir. This is my milk, warm milk and melted butter. And as I said, you could just use your plain old water and put the melted butter in there. Remember, in baking, we can substitute water for milk most of the time. So I'm going to get in 1/2 teaspoon of salt in this milk and the melted butter mixture. Some people say 1 or so. I just say half because salt doesn't give flavor, it brings flavors together. Okay, so that we are going to write this. So let me give it another stir, and that's just these few ingredients. Remember, flour, yeast, a little sugar, and we have here milk, salt, and melted butter. So you're going to fit it with this stuff. And I'm going to be pouring, like most of this, I'm going to leave back a little, and I'm going to put it on the low and leave it to start mixing around. That I want you to get right up on it. And I think with the carry something there, I'm spilling out a little. And I always tell you, just put your mixture a little at a time. You can put, I think I have it here, your shield thing for your something. That's what it is for. So you can put on your shield, it and make mess right there. So I have mine, but it's wet right there now. I can't bother go to it right now. So you give it a little. So what you're gonna need, a little excess flour. In case the dough gets too watery, you can put a little extra. Or if it gets too stiff, you can put a little extra mixture. So we're gonna leave it to mix right there. And as we did with the bun, as you know how you do yeast, you're gonna mix it, and watch the texture and the consistency. We're gonna do that, a little of that, and we're going to come right back. If it is that you have got to scrape around your mixer, do so. Me soon come. Okay, now family, let me show you something. This is how it is. Let me show you in the bowl. We want it to mix and come real smooth and all of that. I did not scrape around the edges because mine mixes and cleans as it goes. Now when you look at this, you'll see it's sticky, but it's holding to your finger. We don't want it holding to our finger. So this is where this whole heap of got to L mixing come in now. So if you didn't have this, you'd have to be kneading, slapping and stretching and flapping, because you want that gluten, you want the elasticity in the dough coming out. So because me can manage that, I'm using this. So I'm gonna mix it on about 2 medium to low until when we come back and we touch it, it's still sticky but not holding to your finger. I hope you get that. And in the prayer clip, I say clean around your mixer, I mean around your bowl. Must soon come. Okay, we are right back, family. Dad shoot them up. You can see that the bowl is clean and it's picking up down there in the bottom. We have been mixing for about 5 to 6 minutes straight, and if it is, my motor here is just like warm, you know, a little more warm. If it is that your mixer is anything that is getting too hot, you can just easily turn off and let it cool down. So I am going to stop mixing and I'm going to show you when the dough is ready to remove from the mixer. Also, when we get the strength up here, so I'm going to mix it manually and show you when it's ready. Now, I want you to look at this. You saw me in the prayer clip, when I touch it, it stuck to my finger. Now I've touched it all over, it's not sticking. It simply means that the dough is ready. That working that you're supposed to work the dough, it is there. The mixer did it. Okay? So we are going to wait until all of this come down now. Or, yeah, I like to unplug before we start touching them parts. Yeah, enough family. Okay, now family. So I am going to be putting out a little bit of flour. I don't want to put a lot, because this, you don't want, this is burger buns. They're supposed to be soft, so you don't want the dough too stiff, too tight as the bun. The Easter bun. So we're putting out a little flour. As this no want no hold it on kneading, you know. So you see it? So removing it from right here. As I told you before, me like unplug before me do them something here, because I don't like to be holding these things that are all plugged in. See there? So the bottom, if you want to use your hand, which I'm doing, or you want to use a spatula, which doesn't make sense because you're gonna, at the end of it, right after you come out from the bowl, you're gonna have your hands all over it. But you know, to each of us our own. So coming out, yeah, of the bowl. Just a little patience and all of that. This is it. So you want to give it like, you see, it's a lightly floured surface, a less lightly floured surface than the bun, and all of that. You don't have to do too much mixing here. The mixer has done every single thing. And this is all beautiful. This is all lovely. And most importantly, the dough is warm. Must be warm. A container, whether stainless steel, it doesn't matter what. A little oil, it don't really matter. Any little oil of your choice. And I'll cook with it. We just want to grease the bowl for it not to stick in the bowl whilst it's proofing. To the bottom and to the sides, any bowl, calabash, anything, it doesn't matter. So you have to grease the sides because it will come up and double up in volume or triple, whatever. Just clean off your hand. You don't have to get no extra oil. Enough is on your hand, and you just put it on top. And remember, this is how your dough must look. So soft, so nice. Softer, more, you know, more just than the bun. This is burger buns. So put it right in there. Look at it, very warm. I'm coming right over here on my stove top, turning on this range. I'm going to carry down this 220 heat here. If you want at this point to use your plastic wrap, you can, but my temperature is so high right here. A clean kitchen towel or cloth, and I'm going to be putting it right over there. I could double it too to give me extra heat, because the yeast needs the warmth to rise. After 1 hour, we will return to see how we are going to fold our burger buns and make them, shape them, and then we are going to be, I'll have this all lined and ready to put for the second proofing. Nothing hard in this. Making your own burger buns at home, the only thing, we have got to leave it to proof. That's how the yeast works. Now there are 2 types of yeast. I don't remember the other one right now. Sometimes too much on my brain. The instant yeast is the one that you mix in the dry ingredients. The other yeast, you dissolve it in the warm liquid and leave it a few minutes to proof. But the instant yeast, you mix it into the dry mixture. Next clip. Family, after 1 hour, this is what our dough looks like. So you know the norm right here. You're just gonna punch it down. So warm and all of that. This is all. And if you notice, this is of a more softer texture than the bun. Remember, these are hamburger buns. And the Easter bun, so with a little bit of sprinkle again, not a lot. So turn it out, and you want to keep it still warm, and you want to keep working with that dough whilst it's warm. Just a little knead, not a lot. Fold it in, tuck it in, and somebody said the last time, instead you want a scale. I do have one. I had one with the pan that I could use to really put it in, but I don't have. All right, so we are looking for ounces here. Okay, so we have, this is, I don't know if you're gonna see it, but this is here. It says here 2 pounds and almost 3 pounds, more than 2.5 pounds. 2 pounds, 4.4 ounces. So let us see how much we can get out of this when we tuck it in a little more. We don't want to put too much flour on the surface. So I'm gonna use my scraper. You could use a sharp pastry knife, and we are going to eyeball it better this time. Uncle Dad?
Yeah.
We want to see if we can get 6.
Equal.
Probably, yeah. This looks equal this time, eh? Yeah. We want them to be accurate. Accurate. Let me see. I'm going to use the scale. 1 pound, 1.3 ounce. 1 pound, 3.1. So we'll take off piece. Eh? Yep. So okay, family, we got it now. the scale is afraid. It's afraid. So just a little touch of flour to keep the area, not too much. So okay. Okay, accuracy and my thing. I have to work with the scale all along, fam. But I'll get it accurate as I go along. Oh, so me have it on ounces. So you're gonna work now with you're gonna proof again, but we're gonna bake in that. So I'm putting it together like this. I'm folding it. Should I weigh it, all right, this is 3.6 ounce. So we had make all of them be 3.6 in that.
Yeah.
Tucking it under and getting it a little roll. Some people do this. I'm not really good at this in a family, and everything I love take up. You understand? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do it this way, because I know it's supposed to have this sort of round, so I'm going to do it like this. So let me see as I put it together. I have that one as 3.6. I just want to show you what I'm doing, right? So maybe some might come out a little bigger than some, because we're going to leave it to proof again. And if it starts getting extra sticky, you just, with your hand, flour your hand. Okay, so I think I will work with this. And I'm gonna put it here. This is how I'm gonna do all of them. This seems a little small, so I'm gonna go do that. I don't want my dough to get cold, so this looks like the perfect size, so I will just do this and work with how I know it. Flour my hand and just stir it around, having it look like that and all of that. All right, Dad?
Yeah.
Maybe not too accurate, but as we go, we will go. So when I'm through, fam, I'll come right back. So family, this I tried my very best. I have got to use, so the most comfortable way, so maybe a little bit out, not much, but the most comfortable way for you to shape your buns, you feel it out and do it that way. Some people, you know, they do it like this and they're rounding and they're rounding. I really don't do it like this. I just tap my hand, and as I show you, but at the end of it, you want to have that hump of a look of it. Give them some space in between, because they are going to rise, come up, and then come out. Now this is the time for you to cover with your plastic wrap and leave to proof one more time. So I'm going to get that done and return. Okay, family, so it's okay if the even plastic wrap will easily get over it. So you want to cover with your plastic wrap, and I'm going to do it two ways. So this is the time now I use my plastic wrap. I really don't use my plastic wrap at the very beginning, but you can too. It's up to you. My plastic wrap is not wide enough. I was trying to stretch it, but it should be. But it look like my thing a little wider. So what I'll do, I'll just go to overlap it in the middle right there. Make sure it's properly covered where nothing can seep underneath it. No here, and I'm going right back here. So whilst it's proofing, you still seeing it right here on top there. That's where and I'm not turning off my AC, turning on my AC. And I'm gonna leave it this time for 45 minutes. Okay, now family, so our buns have risen, and the family, this I will perfect it for you in the description with the measurements, proportionate measurements. This is supposed to yield us 10 buns. This measurement, I did not tell you the measurement, but I put it in there for you. So after 45 minutes, they have been right. So what do you want to do right here? You just want to get yourself a little egg wash, and egg wash is just egg and a little water. So gently, you got to do this gently. Remember, these are so gentle now and soft, so you just want to do this with them. Take your time, family. It's just time that you want to put on that little egg wash. That is to ensure that when they are baked, they have a little golden look at the top. So I'm going to do just that. 180 to 200 degrees Celsius. I am using 190. Perfect it to your oven. Gonna do this return and pop it right in the oven. So family, if you have sesame seeds at home, you can just sprinkle just randomly over it. I would prefer if I have black right here. So but if you don't want to, sesame seeds is just like to make it look like them the way you buy in the store, but it's not necessarily for no perfect reason. You're doing it for yourself at home if you want to, and if you have it, you can do it. If you don't have it, or if you don't want to, you can just do your thing. Right in the oven now for another 20 to 25 minutes. Remember to monitor your oven. So in the next clip, you'll see what is the finishing. Right in the oven, right there, in the middle, right there. I told you, 180, depending on your oven, to 200 degrees. If you got to up a bit, I don't think you have to up a bit. If they are getting too brown, you lower your temperature. Monitor your oven. Next clip, fam. Okay, family, out of the oven, a little warm melted butter at this point. Still gently because they're still soft. And remember your toothpick. You don't need skewer. These are not so high, but if you have to use skewer, so you're gonna put this, do this, And I'm gonna do this to all of them, leave them, and as soon as they are fairly cool, them not go cool properly, I want to come and I want to remove one and to show you the texture. Okay, now family, they are not fully cool, almost cool, but I just want to remove one and to show you the texture of it. I probably could cut it too with my serrated knife to let you see. These are so soft. Homemade is always the best, family. Look at that. Yep. Homemade is always the best. This is the bottom. Guys, family, not guys, give me. If you have liked this video, remember to give it a big fat thumbs up. And remember that when you come to the channel, remember to make sure you're subscribed. Do not leave, do not watch and leave. Please subscribe. When you do subscribe, remember to hit the notification bell. When you press the bell, there'll be 3 options there to the right. Click the one that says all to get all of my videos when they're uploaded, and also when I'm going live to get that notification. Thanks for the love, thanks for the support. This is what a lot of people I know been waiting on. I've gone in depth. You're not supposed to miss this. You're not supposed to get this wrong. Okay? Remember to be you, do you. Most of all, love you.